Today I'm going to show you a little bit about the Thermomix Cutter. Now this is a long-awaited little accessory. It's been in stock, out of stock, on back order. Everyone wants one. Everyone wants to get their hands on one. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how it works, and I'm going to make my raw crunch salad today, which is not usually a recipe for the cutter attachment, but I can modify it to make it. So I'm just going to make my salad and show you how this little baby works. Now, the cutter essentially turns your Thermomix into a food processor. So it gives it a grating and a slicing feature, something that we've long wanted the Thermomix to be able to do. And it does this by this little disc inside that has two sides to it. One side is our grater, fine and thick, so you can choose. And another side is our slicer, where again, you can choose thick or thin, depending on what you're making and what you want to make. Another cool thing about the cutter is that it comes with this kind of bowl that sits inside your Thermomix mixing bowl, meaning that even if you're using the cutter and not the Thermomix so much itself, you don't have to clean the Thermomix afterwards because it's all going to be caught in here. So let me show you how to put it on and we'll get started. First of all, you want to take your Thermomix, and this shaft here is going to sit onto the blades. You'll find it sits in one way, but just not the other way. So once you've got that into place, you can put your bowl back into position, and then we've got our dish, and that goes just here so we can see that the arms are going to be able to lock into position. Now, so when you're following a recipe for the cutter, which is a really good idea to get familiar, all you need to do is type in cutter into Cookie-Doo and it'll bring up suggestions for you that use the cutter. But in this example today, we're going to use it manually. So you can find the manual mode for the cutter in your manual modes on the screen. So just swipe over until you see the modes and you've got grating and slicing. They're the modes we're looking for that are compatible with the cutter. So we slide across. I'm going to start with slicing. So I'm going to do both a mixture of grating and slicing in this recipe to show you how they both work. So I'm going to start with the slicing. So I come over, slide across, I find the slicing icon, tap on there, and now that's going to give me some instructions. Once you get a handle on this, you can click don't show again, but if you need a refresher, you can have a little read through. So this here will tell you what side of the blade, what side you need for this, facing up. So in this case, when we're slicing, we're starting off with the slicing, it's told me that we need number one side facing up. So when we take our lid here on the top, we know that one's going to go up. So let's go here first. And then we then connect these two with the shaft, and there we go. Once we're ready, we hit the X there, and now we've got our screen option to choose whether we want thin or thick. So first of all, you actually need to just make sure that the pieces that you're putting in here fit into the size shaft. So sometimes you might need to cut them accordingly. I'm going to start off with my onion. So I've just got 1/4 of a purple onion here, and we turn it on first and then we pop it in, and it's like a bit like a juicer where we use this to help push down. So we turn it on to thin. Next up, we're going to do a cucumber. This is not even in my recipe, but I really want to see how it does a cucumber. So again, take the shaft thing out. I'm going to try it on thicker this time. Let's check that out. That was quick. Ooh. Next up, we're going to do the cabbage. So I've cut this cabbage to hopefully fit in here, and I think thin or thick would work, but I'm just going to try it on thick. now we want to grate, so let's go over into our cooking modes. I'm going to pick the grating one now, and it's going to tell me to have number 2 side of the disc facing up. So I find that, pop that in, and then we're good to go. So we X out of that. X out of that again, we've got those same options, thin or thick. So I'm gonna test I think I'll go with thick again on this side. And I've chosen to do the beetroot last because it's gonna maybe make everything else a bit red. So just keep in mind, if you wanna do beetroot, maybe do it at the end. Okay, I'm gonna turn the dial to thick. And let's see how that went. Nice. Stop putting that there. Now we're just going to do the same with the beetroot. Again, I'll choose thick, but you know, you can see how thick the carrot was and decide whether you want it thinner than that or thick. And one more. Oh yeah. And then lastly, to complete my salad, I'm going to show you something that doesn't involve the cutter at all, which is chopping up the cauliflower and the broccoli. So I'm just going to pop all of that in there, take the lid. This is pretty much how most of the salad is done in this raw crunch salad that you can find on Cookie Doo, by the way, in the Get Thermomix Fit with Noni collection. Now here, I'm just gonna do this for probably 2 seconds, maybe we'll extend if we need to, and speed 5. Beautiful. Right, now I've got everything I need to make a gorgeous, healthy salad. This is gonna make a few serves, so I'll just put what I'm gonna have today in here. So the base of a really good salad, now it just needs a bit of protein of choice. This salad goes really well with any type of protein, chicken, tuna. I've got some edamame here, I'm gonna put that in. And I'm just using up all my bits and pieces of like mixed seeds. So here I've just got some mixed black and white sesame. So I'll use that up. And I also have just a little perfect amount of sprinkle of pine nuts, roasted pine nuts. So they're going in too. A little bit of salt and pepper if you like. A dressing of choice, a healthy dressing of choice, or just some olive oil and lemon juice is all you need. So there you go. That's a little bit of an introduction to the Thermomix Cutter and my raw crunch salad. I'm looking forward to having more of a play with this. This is probably only the second time that I've used it, so I've still got my training wheels on, as you could probably see. But this is such an amazing tool, especially if you're doing a potato bake or you're just doing a lot of grating and slicing. This is going to make your life even easier than the Thermomix already does. Now, I will leave the link to purchase the cutter in the description of this video, so check it out if you want. That will take you to the mix shop. And just remember to put your consultant's name in when you order, because we do receive a small commission at no extra cost to you.